Winner, winner, chicken dinner. If your family is anything like mine, you love chicken, but you get stuck doing the same chicken recipes over and over again. Today, we're gonna solve that problem. I'm gonna give you 5 new recipes for you to try using chicken. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. Before we get started, comment down below and let me know, what is your family's favorite chicken dinner? Is it one you found here on my channel? Is it an old family recipe that you've been making for years and years? I wanna know. Let's jump into some chicken recipes. I am always looking for a unique way to make chicken, and I found this recipe and I was very excited to give it a try. It is called Mexican street corn chicken. It's very simple. It's just gonna bake in the oven. Let's get started. I'm just preheating my oven to 350. I should have recorded this, but I just covered this in some saran wrap and used this to make sure all of them were the same thickness. This was 2 chicken breasts. I just cut them in half because they were rather thick, but now they're all the same thickness. Okay, to get started, I've got a large bowl here. I'm gonna use an entire bag, a 1-pound bag of sweet yellow corn. If you don't have frozen corn, you could use 2 cans of corn. Just drain them first. Now let's add in 1/4 cup of mayo. I'm just gonna eyeball this. That should be about right. And 1/4 cup of sour cream. We just need 1/2 tablespoon of lime juice. I thought I had a fresh lime, but I didn't, so I'm just gonna use this. And 1½ teaspoons of chili powder. Let's just mix all of that together. Okay, let's just set this to the side. Now I've got a 9x13 casserole dish. I'm gonna spray it with nonstick spray. And I'm just going to add my 4 chicken breasts here. It's actually 2, but you know. Okay, now I'm just going to season the tops of my chicken with 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and then 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. That is optional. Now we're just going to put our corn mixture on top. Spread it out as evenly as we can. My corn is still pretty much frozen, so I may need to add a little extra baking time to mine. The key with this, and anytime you are baking chicken breast, you don't want to dry them out. So you don't want them to get over 165 degrees, so just keep an eye on it. Okay, this is going in the oven at 350 for 30 to 40 minutes. For our side tonight, I'm gonna be making green beans. I haven't made those on my channel in forever, but I will leave the recipe linked below. Okay, my green beans are going. We have about 15 minutes left before our chicken is done. So I got some of this queso fresco cheese, and I remember getting this one time thinking I could melt it, and I could not. But it's easy to crumble apparently. So that's what we're gonna crumble on top. And then I've also got some cilantro. I won't put it over the entire dish. Cole is here tonight, and Cole is not a huge fan of cilantro. So I'm just gonna chop this up for me and Steven to put it on top of ours. And then we'll also put this yummy cheese on there.
I don't know, but it looks good. Mmm. Oh yeah. This corn topping. Wow, lots of flavor in there.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's really good. Spicy. It's got this creamy, and then the cheese, the crumbled cheese on there. It's like a spicy, sweet and spicy, creamy kind of flavor to it. I don't know. It's really good.
I liked your hand motions. I zoomed in on that. Yeah. Yeah.
That is good. Is that cream cheese? That can't be cream cheese.
No, there's no cream cheese. There's mayonnaise and sour cream together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and there's some lime juice in there.
Ah.
A little bit of cayenne pepper.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's very unique flavor. I like this.
Okay, good. Cole? He says, yup. All right, I'm gonna dig in and see what I think. I'm gonna agree with the guys. This is delicious. That cayenne pepper definitely adds a little bit of a kick to it. Gosh, it's so good. So I definitely recommend this. Gracie Lou, do you recommend? Hold on, let me get some cheese. Hold on. Okay, Gracie approves now, right? I've got the commentator with me. He's looking extra skinny today.
Am I?
I've said that all. He came in, he walked into the bedroom this morning and I said, you look skinny. You're losing weight.
Losing a little weight.
Losing a little weight. If you're new here, this is my husband, Steven. He is the taste tester. He is also known as the commentator because he reads y'all's comments. Anyway, I picked out a few comments from the last few videos and I thought we would go through those.
Let's see, Sue says, Dear Mandy, if you prepare the dish beforehand and store in the fridge for 20 or 30 minutes. What did I say?
The dish.
Oh, yeah, don't put the dish in there. Put the fish in there.
She's referring to when a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that, I made cod. Anyway, okay, go ahead.
Prepare the fish beforehand and store in the fridge 20 to 30 minutes before cooking. The panko will crisp up more, creating a more restaurant-like fish. This allows the breading ingredients to better adhere to the fish. This helpful hint came from a well-renowned chef. Okay.
Sue from Vancouver, Washington.
Nice.
So thank you very much.
Yeah,
I did
that's a
not
good
know
tip.
that. That was a great tip. So I'm going to try and remember that for next time. I was making cod. I breaded it and did it in the air fryer, and it was really good.
Really good.
But I love that tip. So thank you
Great.
very much. It is cold and rainy, but it is the perfect night for some chicken noodle soup. Steven is in the kitchen. He's standing right over here. He's going to help me. I found a recipe online, and I found another recipe. I'm kind of tweaking it, marrying the two together, and creating my own version. Let's do it. Steven decided he didn't want to be on camera right now, so it's just me over here. I've got this large pot here. I'm going to heat it up to about medium high, and we'll add some olive oil, and we're just going to cook our chicken. I also have some rotisserie chicken in the freezer. If you have a rotisserie chicken and you're wanting to make this even quicker, use that. So he finally agreed to be on camera.
We're gonna season some chicken, okay?
Okay.
This is not gonna be too complicated. Salt and pepper. All right. We'll grind some pepper on there. We gotta make a mess, okay?
I'm also going to grab a fork while he's doing this so he can flip it with a fork.
There we go.
Yeah.
And then garlic powder.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Got a little
excited there, huh?
ambitious on that. All right, there's some garlic powder on there, and then this is some poultry seasoning.
Yeah.
So it's like ground sage, ground thyme, ground rosemary, that kind of thing.
You can really season your chicken however you
You
want.
can do it however you want. And then we're gonna put some paprika on there, but first you got to open it up.
Yeah.
Tends to work a little bit better once you take the top off of it. Some paprika. Ooh, look at that color. Got some color on there.
All right, here, I'll flip it for you. How about that?
Do some flipping.
There we go. One.
Thank you, Mama. Yeah,
Two.
there we go. And then look, we just do it again.
Do it again.
Seasoning the meat is always a favorite part of mine.
He loves standing over there at the spice cabinet. He just looks through all of the seasonings and he just he pulls some out, he'll put some back. It's cute to watch him.
It's all about the smells. You
He
gotta
gets
get
so
your
excited.
nose involved when you're picking the seasonings out and stuff.
Yeah.
Give it a little sniffle. Just don't get too close to the pepper when you do that. You'll end up you'll end up in a bad
Give it a little what?
little sniffle.
Sniffle.
A sniffle.
Okay, let's go over there and cook that.
Let's do it. Second favorite part is putting the meat in the pan. Gotta be hot. Medium high heat. Super duper hot. Put a couple of tablespoons of that olive oil. You could use avocado oil. We're using extra virgin olive oil. And then the meat goes in, lay it away. One thing I like to do is I like to kind of rotate the chicken in the pan on the one side that it's on.
Yeah.
Just to kind of make sure that it cooks even. And check this out. You can get your very own version of the My Kitchen cheat sheet at mandyinthemaking.com.
Now,
Also, if you want to know your meat temps, this little cheat sheet here has it on there. So if you look poultry, all types, 165 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's right.
We're good to go, baby.
ow, I just got popped.
You better watch out, girl.
I'm all the way back here and I got popped.
Look at that.
Oh, look at that color.
That's what you want to wait for. You want to wait for that good sear color. Look at that.
Yeah, that looks amazing. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. Okay, so he's got the chicken out and he's just kind of working on shredding that up. And while he does that, I just chopped up some of these roasted red bell peppers.
She's like, I know y'all got chicken up there.
Right. Anyway, they come out of the jar pretty large, so I just chopped them up. We're going to use about a half a cup, maybe 3/4 a cup of these roasted red bell peppers. Ma'am, this is the microphone. This is not cheese. Okay, so Steven has shredded our chicken. I chopped up our bell peppers, and I'm going to add in our chicken broth to our hot pan. I'm adding almost 4 cups. This thing is almost completely full. Let's add in our roasted red pepper. I've got about a teaspoon of garlic here. We're gonna add that in for some flavor, because y'all know we love some garlic in this house. And then I've got some Italian seasonings. I've got parsley, basil, oregano, some salt, and then let's crack some black pepper in there. So back here in this pot, I've just got some water that's coming up to temperature. I'm gonna boil our pasta separately. You can definitely boil your pasta in with the chicken noodle soup if you want to, but you just gotta keep in mind that it's going to soak up a lot of the liquid, so you may have to add some liquid back. So that's why I'm just gonna cook it separately. Okay, our noodles or our chicken broth has come up to a simmer, and we're gonna put the chicken right back in. And while that is doing its thing, we're gonna add in our pasta. I have already drained it. I used about 2 cups of uncooked pasta and just cooked it according to package directions. I'll stir that around. I've got about 3/4 a cup of, this is not heavy cream, this is half and half. You could do heavy cream if you wanted to. And then we're just gonna add in about a tablespoon of cornstarch. That's gonna help thicken up our soup. So let's just whisk that in there. And we're gonna go add it to our soup. And in order for it to do its thickening thing, you need to bring it back up to a boil. So I'm gonna turn this back up a little bit. Now that this is starting to bubble and it's gonna start thickening, we're gonna add in about a cup of baby spinach. You could use regular spinach and just chop it up. I remove all the stems because I'm weird like that and I don't like the stems. It won't take long at all. And lastly, here at the very end, I'm gonna add in some freshly grated, it looks like coconut, but it's Parmesan cheese. About 1/3 cup or so. I'm gonna stir that in, and then it's gonna be time to eat. It looks kind of Christmassy with the red and the green.
It does, yeah.
'Tis the season, right?
Right.
It looks amazing.
It does.
It smells amazing. Let's see if it tastes amazing.
Oh wait, I got one piece of power. I mean, talk
One
about
piece?
anticlimactic.
Oh, man.
Hold.
We're back. This is some chunky soup right here.
It does look so good.
Chunks of chicken, noodles, roasted red pepper. That is amazing.
Is it?
Wow. Well, first of all, the soup is incredibly creamy.
Yeah.
But like loaded with flavor.
Good.
Very much like an Italian chicken noodle soup.
Yeah.
Like it exudes Italian chicken noodle soup.
It really does.
All of that together. Really creamy, and you can control the thickness of it with more
how much
cornstarch if you wanted to, but I like that this is a little more on the soupy side.
Right, it's not too thick.
So it's not too thick, it's very creamy. The ingredients are like perfect for each other.
Y'all, that
It's
roasted
just
red bell
amazing.
pepper in here is spot on.
Yes, not overpowering, it's a nice subtle flavor.
I could have added just a little more spinach, I think, but that's okay. Gracie Lou, ma'am, I know you think I have some for you, but I don't. I know, I'm so rude, aren't I?
One note for those who are particular about texture.
Yes.
If you wanted, we kind of left the chicken, we shredded it, but there's kind of some chunks in there with it too. It's kind of thick. So if you're not like ultra, happy about chunky chicken, you might want to shred it up, maybe even chop it a little bit just to make it even more fine if you wanted it that way. But
and y'all, I used up the rest of my bow tie pasta that I had on hand, and then I had some large elbows left. I am the queen of mixing my pastas together because I'll have half a box of this, half a box of that. I'll just put it all together. I don't care.
when I grew up, well, right down the road here, Pop and Grandma, they had farm.
They grew
lots of acres.
Yes.
And they did vegetable farming and things like that. My grandfather worked in a mill as well. When Grandma would fix us something for supper, she would put all his food in a bowl. He didn't eat out of a plate.
So the rest of y'all would eat off a plate.
Yeah, so you got your beans and your taters and your meat and all that.
It all went in a bowl.
It all just went in a bowl. Now she didn't, mix it together. She just put it in there in the bowl and it was all touching one another, and there was, juice or whatever, and then he'd have like a slice of onion, and he'd have his bread, and he'd use his bread to help
Scoop everything
up.
So he just ate a slice of onion, like raw onion?
Yeah, just ate raw onion.
I would have heartburn like you would not believe.
Just a little piece now. It wasn't no big old giant piece. It was just a little piece, and then he'd eat
with the green tomato pickles and stuff too. But when I was a kid, I was always fascinated by that. And of course, I wanted to be like Granddad, so I'd be like, Grandma, I want mine in a bowl too. She's just happy that I'd eat all of it.
That's right.
That's all she wanted me to do.
So this was a go-backer. That's his second bowl.
This is a go-backer for sure.
Yeah.
This is from Caroline.
Caroline, I think.
It says garlic peeling dilemma. So I do Stephen's method of smashing the cloves with a knife, but then I chop off the root end of the clove, and this makes it much easier to peel off the skin. Try this, it really works.
Okay, so he loves to smash the garlic and then get the...
It's so fun.
Yeah, it doesn't work well for me, but I was looking in the comments. So many of you said, cut that root end off of the garlic and then smash it, or smash it, then cut the root end off, and it will peel so much easier. Most of the time, I just use this little thingy. This, you just put the clove in there and then you roll it, and it works like a charm. So I love this. That's usually my method, but...
Do we have a garlic thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen people just take and like cut that part off, but cut some of the garlic with, like the ends of it with it. Oh, here we go. You cut the bud off right there, the root, and then you can just pop them out. I don't know. I've never tried that. So.
Well, I saw another tip.
I
Somebody
can't
said
stand
if
behind
you
that.
have like several that you need to peel,
Yeah.
you put them in a jar all together and just shake the jar,
Oh.
and it just peels them all. So
I just like smashing them.
I like smashing it too, but it never works well for me. So thank you for that tip. Several of you said to do that, so I appreciate that.
This is a really simple recipe. You just need a couple of chicken breasts, maybe 2, 3, and you're gonna chop them up into smaller bite-sized pieces. I've got this large nonstick skillet heating to about medium-high heat. I'm gonna let that heat up and we're gonna prep our chicken. First, we're gonna add some salt and pepper. Next, I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of all-purpose flour over the top. You'll probably need about 2 tablespoons, maybe a little less. We're gonna add some Italian seasoning, a teaspoon or 2. And now we're just gonna toss this all together. You wanna get it pretty well coated. You don't want any of the flour or anything left here on the cutting board. So let's just toss this together and then we'll move over to the stove. Okay, our skillet is good and hot. I'm gonna add in about a tablespoon of olive oil. I'm also gonna add in a tablespoon of butter. Okay, to our skillet, we're gonna add in our chicken pieces. Now, you don't wanna crowd them together. You want them to kind of space out a little bit so that they don't steam. You want these to brown. Okay, we're gonna let these brown on one side for about 3 minutes, and then we'll go in and flip them. Now that I've flipped them, we're gonna let them cook for another couple of minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll add in the rest of our butter and our garlic. So I'm adding in about 4 teaspoons of minced garlic, and I'm also adding in 3 to 4 tablespoons of butter. And then lastly, I'm gonna add in some fresh chopped parsley. I've turned down my heat as well to about medium-low. I'm just going to continue to toss this in the garlic butter for just another minute, and then we're done.
Looks yummy.
He wasn't here for the cooking of this, so he really doesn't even know what's in it.
Wow. You got lemon or something on it for sure.
I've got parsley. No lemon.
I don't have lemon on it for real.
It doesn't have lemon on it.
Man, the garlic flavor on that.
There's a lot of
I
garlic.
guess the parsley is what's giving that citrus flavor. I don't
Maybe
know.
so, I don't
But the
know.
Garlic. You're talking about some heavy hitting right there.
I put a lot in
And
there.
then some herbs in there.
Is it
What-
too much?
No.
Oh, okay.
I love it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I've got
And
some
then what's all the herbs
Italian
and spices?
seasoning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, that's good. I love a sear on there too. You let them get
Brown a little bit.
caramelized there. Yeah.
And then I make
That's
your
good.
favorite rice. So my mom makes this rice every year at Thanksgiving and Christmas, and it's like Stephen's favorite part of the holidays, I think. At least of the holiday food.
That is amazing.
Well, I'm glad you enjoy it. All right, I'm digging in.
You did good.
So I almost forgot to come back on here and tell y'all what I thought. Obviously, I loved it too. These guys finished really quickly. It was so good. I really do think that the breading on the outside of the chicken really does help adhere all of that flavor to it, but this was delicious. This is a 20-minute chicken ramen stir fry. This soy sauce flavor is not Stephen and Cole's favorite flavor. So these 2 packs of ramen noodles have been sitting in our pantry for a while. We're gonna use them tonight. We're not gonna use the little flavor packs with it, but we're gonna make it way better. So the only chopping I need to do is just chop this broccoli crown into smaller bite-sized pieces. Now that we've got everything chopped, we're gonna start on our sauce. So I am doubling the sauce recipe because that's just what we do. I am using a 1/2 cup of low sodium soy sauce, and I'm gonna whisk that with a couple of tablespoons of cornstarch. We wanna whisk it until there's no lumps left. Let's add in our chicken broth. I've got 2/3 a cup of low sodium chicken broth. We're gonna be using about 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar, 4 tablespoons of brown sugar, and about 6 cloves of garlic minced. Let's just give that a good stir, and then we're just gonna set this to the side for now. We're gonna heat this pot of water to high heat. For this, you don't want to overcook your noodles in the water because they are gonna be added to the sauce and they're gonna continue to cook. So seriously, once the water starts boiling, we're gonna put this in there for like a minute. That's it. We're gonna heat this large skillet to about medium-high heat. This is about 1 pound of chicken that I've already cut up. We're just gonna add salt and pepper to it, or in my case, the Auntie No Knows Everything seasoning, because y'all know that's what I use. I'm also gonna add just a little extra pepper just because that's what we like. So I've got some extra virgin olive oil. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon in here. Okay, so I've got our 2 packs of ramen. We're gonna add it to this really hot water. And I'm gonna set a timer for about a minute, minute and a half. That's gonna be it. I gotta hold them down. Can't hold me down, oh no.
You got the nifty thing, it's all fancy.
It is, ain't it?
It's your fancy colander.
I'm adding just a little bit of cold water to this to really stop the cooking process. Okay, so we're just gonna set this to the side for now. Woo!
What's up, little girl?
Now that our chicken is cooked through, it took about 5 minutes. We're just gonna remove it to a plate for now. And then we'll put our skillet back on the eye over here. Do y'all call this the eye? That's what I call it.
The eye wreathed in flame.
Oh my. And we're gonna add about a tablespoon of olive oil.
Oh, you want me to do this?
My sous chef over here. And then we're gonna throw our broccoli in.
When you say throw it in, I'm gonna throw it like that.
Oh gosh. So we're just gonna saute this for a few minutes. We want it to turn really bright green, and we want it to really start to soften up. While this is cooking, we decided we wanted to add just a little bit of butter to this. So that's what we're doing.
Butter makes everything butter.
This has got some good color to it, and it's gotten pretty soft here in just a few minutes. So what we're gonna do now is take our sauce. We're not gonna use all of it quite yet. We just wanna eyeball it, and we're gonna toss all of our broccoli in that. And we want the sauce to reduce down just slightly. So we're gonna cook it for like a minute and a half or so. This is real life over here.
It's real wine. I made a boo-boo.
Boo-boo. While he cleans up the boo-boo, I'm gonna do this.
All right, we got this.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's starting to thicken up.
Oh yeah. So go ahead and add the rest of it in, babe. Okay, we only had to cook it for like a minute. We're gonna go ahead and add our chicken back in, and then we're gonna add our noodles, and we're gonna toss to coat, and then it's gonna be time to eat.
Look at those noodles, how well they are coated.
So y'all, it's essential that you do double the sauce. I can't imagine this with just the amount of sauce that they recommended.
That is amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah, wait till you get a bite of the noodles.
We'll get you some chicken too. You didn't get chicken and broccoli.
Coated in that sauce, which is absolutely amazing. Everything's working together. The sweetness is really sweet.
Yeah.
And that rice
Vinegar.
wine vinegar just lifts everything up. Oh, and then the garlic is all just infused in there.
I can't wait any longer. Hang on, I'll be right back, y'all. Y'all, this is delicious.
This has got to be the #1 Asian-inspired dish we've had in our house. It has to.
Shut your mouth. Are you
It has to
serious?
be somewhere up there.
It's up there. I'd have to look back and see.
This is amazing.
It is. It's so good, y'all. The noodles are perfectly cooked.
Yes.
So only boil those for like a minute, and then drain them and put a little bit of cold water on them, because I read in the comments of this recipe that some people cook them too long and then they become mush. So you don't want that. So make sure you only cook those for a minute. And I hate that Cole isn't here to try it. I'll have to make it for him. He would love this. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, a 20. Just make it. I promise you'll love it. This is pretty much the knockoff version, the at-home version of KFC Bowls. So if you're familiar with those, you know what this is. If you aren't, this is just a mashed potato casserole with some crispy chicken on top. It just sounds really yummy. I can't believe I've never had this at KFC, but we're gonna make it here at home. I am going the easy route. I'm using frozen chicken breasts that are already cooked, obviously, or chicken tenders. So these are just like crispy chicken tenders. I just used the whole bag. I think it calls for 8, but there were 10 in my bag. Some corn. I'm gonna make homemade mashed potatoes in the Instant Pot, but you could definitely just buy pre-made mashed potatoes if you wanted to, just to make this even easier. It calls for cheddar cheese. I had some Monterey Jack left over as well as some cheddar cheese, so I'm just doing a mixture. And then we will make this brown gravy to go on top. Very, very simple. Okay, so I have my potatoes here in this little steamer bowl, basically, that goes in here. We need 5 to 6 cups of mashed potatoes. I don't know if I got it right. We shall see. But I'm gonna cook these on high pressure for about 10 minutes. So while I wait on that to come up to pressure, I am going to, these have been sitting out for about 10 minutes. I'm gonna try and slice these some, not a whole lot. They're still pretty frozen, but we're gonna give it a try. And then after that, I will go ahead and preheat my oven. It's just gonna make them a little bit easier to serve if they're in smaller pieces like this. So I'm gonna continue on. I am preheating the oven to 400. Okay, so this only has a minute left. What I'll do is just drain off any excess water that's on there. And then I'll just be adding heavy whipping cream, a little bit of butter, and some anti-no-nos. And then I always use my hand mixer just to make sure that they're super smooth. Okay, so I've put them in this 9x13 dish and I'm just kind of spreading it out. I think it was the perfect amount of potatoes. Finding a few lumps in there, which makes me sad, but that's okay. I've got some frozen corn here that's been sitting out for quite a while now. We're just gonna sprinkle that on top. You need about a cup. My bag of corn didn't quite have a cup left. Next, we're gonna top it with our cheese. Right on cue, ma'am. Yeah. She said, as soon as she heard me say cheese, she said, wow. Don't worry, we'll give her some. It says you just need a cup of cheese. I probably have a little more. Gracie Lou, give me just a second, baby. Thank you, please. And lastly, we're just going to place our chicken on top. And you can slice it however you want. And you don't have to slice it if you don't want to, but it just makes it a lot easier to serve, I feel like. So I'm gonna place all of this all over the top. Okay, so this is going in a 400-degree oven for about 20 minutes. Now, if you have fresh chicken or already made chicken, just like refrigerated chicken, you'll only need to do it for 15 minutes. But because mine is frozen, we're gonna do it for 20 minutes. It is going in uncovered. Okay, while that is in the oven, we're just gonna go ahead and make this according to package directions, and we'll just pour brown gravy over the top of each serving. Fix your hair.
All right, KFC bowl.
That's right.
Oh man, look at that.
I mean, this is comfort food right here.
Potatoes and corn on the cob.
It's not on the cob, but
Not on the cob.
Right.
Corn off the cob. Some corn. How about that?
there you go.
Man, and then the gravy on top.
Mm-hmm.
Mmm. Wow. Man, I'm gonna eat this so fast.
Well, there's plenty more in there.
That is delicious. Oh man. Mashed potatoes.
Oh yeah.
The chicken is outstanding.
I mean, it's just frozen chicken that I found at the grocery store.
Is outstanding.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, really good. Love that. The corn with the mashed potatoes, the
Yeah.
sweetness of the corn, that gravy, man.
So I thought maybe I should just do homemade chicken tenders, but It's okay to do it this way? Oh, Cole says, mm-hmm. All right, well, I'm excited. I'm gonna dig in. This is delicious. So Cole had a good point. He said, Mom, I don't think you need to make homemade chicken tenders because it kind of gets lost because it's all mixed in together. It gets lost in here. So, I mean, the chicken is great, but you don't have to make, you know, this great homemade chicken to go with this because it's all in this bowl together.
Comfort food.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah, it's really good.
Really good. Love the ingredients in
Okay.
here. All just goes really well together.
Yay. All right, another winter dinner.
Michelle said, I want you to know that when I work at my deli, my husband and I now say bowl and bowl. Bowl and bowl. Bowl and bowl.
Right. She's talking about
It sounds-
oil
Oh.
and bowl. But now she says bowl.
Bowl.
I'm telling you, it's different. Bowl.
Bowl.
When the water is bubbling, it's bowl.
Bowl.
Bowl. Bowl. It's completely different.
Bowl. Boil.
Oh, gosh.
Like aluminum foil.
Oh, gosh. It's aluminum foil.
It sounds totally different. We just love you guys. My hubby is from North Carolina and he took me there about 8 years ago. I got to officially try the Waffle House. Hey, you've made it.
The awful
You've made it.
waffle. That is so awesome.
Congratulations.
But I had a conversation with Mackenzie the other day. A lot of y'all know who Mackenzie is. She has a channel on YouTube called Carla Mackenzie. She saw my stories yesterday, and I was talking about our neighbor's lawnmower being really loud. And she said that she gets made fun of for saying lawnmower the same exact way that I say it. I never knew it was weird. How do you say lawnmower?
Lawnmower.
Okay. Apparently, we're saying it M-O-R-E, more.
Oh, more. Yeah.
Lawnmower.
Lawnmower.
That's how we say it. We say lawnmower. But
Lawnmower.
apparently most people say lawnmower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing about the Southern dialect. Sometimes you just cut out some syllables.
Yeah.
And then other times you add
syllables. Right.
You just never know what you're going to come up with.
Right. And if you're from the South, especially South Carolina, then you know Clemson has a P in it.
Yeah. Clemp. Son.
Son.
There's
Clemson.
no P in Clemson, but
If
we add that
somebody
P in
says,
there.
"Oh, do you like Clemson?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "What?" It's
Clemson.
Clemp.
Clemson.
Anyway, we have our own.
Don't know
little
nothing about
language.
them Clemson Tigers.
Clemson. Oh my. All right, so that went off on a tangent, but thank you so much for leaving that comment, and I'm so glad that you now say bowl too. Bowl, bowl. I mean, it's two different things. It's okay.
When we're going bowling.
Bowling, bowl, bowl, bowling,
Bowling bowl.
bowl. We understand each other. That's all that matters.
We get it.
We get it.